Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the start of our Contemporary Readathon vlog. So today is Monday, February 10th. It is the first day of the Contemporaryathon and it's almost 10 o'clock and I have started and gotten a good way through Class Mom by Lori Gelman. And you can't really tell by the cover of this, but this isn't my choice for green on the cover, but if I really have to, her pants are pretty green compared to the background. But again, the camera doesn't really show that. They look blue. So, but that's not what I've got another book for that. So this is my illustration on the cover, illustrated cover. And so far, I'm really liking it. I'm almost done, I'll finish this morning for sure. It's about a woman who has two grown college-age kids and then finds a husband and now they have a kindergartner. She gets assigned, I guess, to be class mom for the kindergarten class. And so she is just hilarious. Her emails in here are so funny, like the ones she emails to all the parents. And she's just very snarky, very, very funny. And I'm really liking this. Like I had said in my TBR and other videos, I think this is set in the Kansas City area. And it's so fun because she talks about restaurants and things that we don't live in Kansas City, but we live close enough that I'm familiar with everything she's talking about. And she's talking about the difference between Kansas City, Kansas and Kansas City, Missouri, and the suburbs of each, and just how it's kind of so different, oh, you're from the Missouri side, or oh, you're from the Kansas side. And I just thought that's interesting. And this is very much where I am in life. My daughter's 2, and then we have another one on the way. So I'm not in the class mom situation, but I've got a lot of friends who are, and it's just, I don't know if it's a Midwest thing or what, but the PTAs and the class moms and all that, they're intense. So this is just, I'm finding it really funny. I could totally see how you wouldn't like it if this wasn't where you are in life, but I'm thinking it'll probably be 3.5 or 4 stars. It's a little over the top, but it's really funny. Lori Gelman, I don't know, is that Michael Gelman's wife, the producer or whatever of Regis and Kelly? I don't know. I think it might be, but I'll look into that and update on the next clip. I used to watch Regis and Kelly when it was Regis, and then I watched a little bit when it was Michael, but now, after all of her hosts, her co-hosts, I can't do it. I don't really like Kelly Ripa at all. I don't like her, and so watching just for her is not gonna happen. And then Ryan Seacrest, he's on 18,000 other shows, so if I want to watch him, just turn on any channel on the TV. So we also don't have cable anymore, so I don't watch it anyway. But that's that. Class Mom. Next, I'm gonna pick up Eleanor and Gray, but I'll come on sometime to give my final thoughts on this, and then I'll start Eleanor and Gray. I think I'm actually gonna switch up my TBR, but I'll talk about that later. So that's it. My daughter has a doctor's appointment at 10. We're taking her back because her fever came back yesterday and she's still just crying, and today is day 12, and she's been doing this a lot, and so I think probably both of her ears are hurting. She's had amoxicillin before and it didn't, now I'm remembering it was a 1.5 years ago when she was just little she got an ear infection and it didn't do anything then, so I'm guessing it just didn't do anything for her. So we're going to her doctor at 10 and then mine at 11 because last night was so miserable. It was just I had a sinus headache all weekend that turned into a migraine, and it's just the pain in my ears and sinuses are just, I don't think the amoxicillin's working for me either. So we're going to her doctor at 10, mine at 11. Last night, so in my in-laws' families, we have a big celebration in February and then in May because that's where a lot of the birthdays fall. So there's a lot into January, early February, and then a lot in the month of May. So we just have 2 massive parties for all those people. So yesterday was the February one. And of course we missed it because influenza A, we did not want to spread that to anybody, especially grandparents and young kids and all of that. So my husband's grandparents stopped by afterwards and brought all of my daughter's gifts because her birthday is at the end of January. And so she is just out of control excited about all the presents that are sitting in our living room. So maybe later today we will do that. We didn't do it last night because we were just my daughter and I were just feeling so crummy. It's I couldn't even see straight. My head hurt so bad. So We didn't do it last night, but maybe tonight we'll do that. So that's it. Long rambly talk. We'll get on an update later. Bye. Hey guys, so we just went to my daughter's doctor's appointment, and her doctor is gone until the 19th. I guess he's taking a vacation or something. I don't know. But so we had the on-call doctor who is like notorious. I mean, my sister has had him for her boys, and then my friends have all had him and said he's just terrible. And he was, you guys, it was like the biggest drive-by appointment. He never sat down. He walked in and he was like, so what do you think's wrong? And I said, well, she had an ear infection last week and she's just still not feeling good and not eating and holding your ears and stuff. And so and so he checked her ears and like barely and was like, oh, they're fine, the left one's fine and the right one's almost there, so it's fine. And I was like, okay, well, something is wrong, because she cried all weekend and like hasn't eaten really all weekend, and like something is wrong. She's vastly different when she's on Motrin versus when she's not. And so he was like, well, it's fine to just keep giving her Motrin every 6 hours indefinitely. What? Like, that is not an answer. So I'm really discouraged after that, and I don't know. I mean, I guess she's on antibiotics for another day or maybe tomorrow too, and so I'll let her finish those and then see if maybe it's the antibiotics making her not feel good. I mean, with her not eating and then giving her the antibiotics and Motrin, I could see why she's not eating, because maybe it's upsetting her stomach. But I just don't, like yesterday, and her fever came back yesterday, and he was like, well, it wasn't high enough. Okay, but combined with the fact that she was laying on me and would not get up and was crying and then and also had a fever, like, something is wrong. Come on. I wish he would have at least like sat down, you know, and or asked me a question or something. Like he just literally, I felt like he was walking out the door as soon as he walked in. And so that's really discouraging. And now we're waiting outside of my doctor because my appointment's here in like 15 minutes. And I have a feeling they're going to say the same thing, because I've only been on medicine for 4.5 days. And so they'll probably say, just give it more time. But like last night, my husband was he was getting on me for not going to the hospital because it just hurt. Like my sinuses hurt so bad and everything. So I just feel like it should be better, but maybe I'm expecting too much and I'm being that person that's like hounding the doctors. I don't know. But the way we kind of see it is we have a kid this year, so we're gonna meet our deductible, so might as well, it doesn't hurt to check, I guess. I don't know. So that's that. Gonna go to my appointment, and then hopefully this afternoon will be a lot of reading and stuff. This morning my daughter had to have her nails painted. She really wanted them painted, so they're painted purple, and she wanted mine painted because they are not. And so I filed mine and took all the remainders off and cut them because I like them short. So I think I'm going to paint them during nap time. So that's the plan. We'll check in later. I obviously have not gotten any progress in Class Mom or started anything else, but I will check in when I finish. Bye. Hey guys, so it's about 2 o'clock and we just finished lunch. My doctor this morning went a lot better than my daughter's did. She was so kind and empathetic and just awesome. And she spent probably 20 minutes with me looking over the research of like what I can and can't take, because she said everything still looks very infected, but unfortunately there's like 3 antibiotics you can take while you're pregnant. And the amoxicillin is the only one really that will touch sinuses. So she was looking like nasal sprays and that kind of stuff, just anything to kind of try to help break up my sinuses, because I'm getting these sinus migraines and just so much pain. And so she gave me a prescription for Flonase and said, unfortunately, the only safe dose is 1 squirt per nostril per day. So hopefully I can get that. I did finish Class Mom, and it was so cute. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars, maybe even 4. It is Lori Gelman, the wife of Michael Gelman, and I don't know what her connection to Kansas City is, because she is from Canada, and like I was trying to find her connection, so she must have just done research or something. I don't know. I couldn't find a connection to Kansas City, so if you know, let me know. But it was really cute. Like I said, she's just a really snarky, funny character, and I thought it was really good.
3.5 or 4 stars. I'm not sure. Like, again, it was a little over the top, and part of the reason I liked it so much is just because I could relate so much, just from having little kids and also being in the Kansas City area. It was fun, and she did like a almost like a Tough Mudder. It was like a obstacle course 5K type thing, and I love those, and those are so fun. So watching her train for that was funny, and it was just overall really good. So one book down for Contemporary-a-thon. Next, I'm starting Eleanor and Gray, so I will be reading that. We're right now at our new house and unpacking and unloading some stuff. The goal is to, like, we have to rent a trailer for furniture, and we only have help certain days, and like my husband's going to be in a different town for work on Wednesday, so the goal is to get the rest of the furniture moved Thursday and Friday at the latest, and spend Friday night at the latest here at this new house. So that's the plan, and hopefully we can get it done. I was upstairs in my little library room organizing that, and that's so fun. So hopefully things will be settled here soon, and we'll be in the new house. Overall, I'm feeling much more hopeful and optimistic than like yesterday. Hopefully we're on the upswing, and one book down, really good. On to the next. So that's it. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Hey guys, so it's almost 5 o'clock on Monday, and I just started Eleanor and Gray during nap time, and it is no joke, you guys. Everybody who says it's emotional and hard hitting and just like will wreck you, they're serious. I am not a crier in books at all, and this one got me, and I'm a quarter of the way through. So I messaged Kendra from Kendra Loves Books, and she was like, girl, if you're upset at the beginning, just wait till the end. Like, it's all just so emotional and hard. And the beginning part, her mom gets cancer. And for me, I think that was just extra emotional because I had just gotten married and got back from my honeymoon, and a couple days later, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And thankfully, she beat it. But it put me right back there in that spot of like, what do you do without your mom? Like, it is not okay for your mom to die when you're young and still have so much life where you need her. Like, for her, it's like who's going to help her get married, get ready for her wedding, and who's going to be there when she has babies. And it's just like, those thoughts when you hear the cancer word are just so scary and terrifying. And now that I am a mom, it's a whole nother realm of emotions of like, what would I do if I had to leave my baby? And like, just that is all so emotional for me, and for anybody, I'm sure. But the same with The Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. If you haven't read that, I would definitely check it out. It's another story of a mom and cancer, and just I read that once. Sometime, I don't think I was even married yet. Maybe I was. I don't know when it came out, but anyway, and thinking from that perspective of like, well, losing your mom. And then I read it again as I was pregnant, and the idea of like like having to leave your baby. Either way, emotional wreck. So loving that book, long story short. It's so hard-hitting and emotional and just so good. And so now I really want to be like, okay, we're doing takeout tonight, because I've got to read. But we went out to lunch, so I can't really do that. I've got to stop and cook dinner. But that's where we're at, and we'll check in later. Hey guys, so it is Tuesday, February 11th, and I just finished my second book. I finished Eleanor and Gray, and you guys, it was so good. I just loved it. Some of the quotes on motherhood just like destroyed me, but also were just so good about how like a mom, physically or not, is always there, and just a mother's love is something unexplainable, and just it was just amazing. So good. I I can't even think about all the things I loved about this book. I gave it 5 stars. I loved like the way that I thought like Grayson's character was so realistic in such a like scary but realistic way, like that you could become hardened. We've got another book reviewer in the background, but 16 years had gone by and a lot had happened to him, and he just like, it's a scary realization of like this is what you could become if you don't face reality, but instead just kind of guard yourself and hole up and focus on the things that are easy, like work and the things that don't force you to be vulnerable. So I just thought that was so good. And I thought it was so great how it talked about like just how some people are in your life for some time and you don't necessarily need to know why or how, but like they're in your life for a reason and everything works together. And I just thought it was so good. Like I said, I loved the mother aspect. Both of Eleanor and her mom, as well as Grayson's girls and their mom, and I just loved it. I loved the relationship. I thought it was, I love second chance romances. You guys probably know this by now, but, and I just thought it was really realistic how it happened and how, just life, so much life had happened in the time that they were apart, and they were just such different people, but still at the core the same. Loved that. I loved his girls. I thought both of them were very realistic and just fun and perfect. And Eleanor, man, she's like a rock star. She did the right thing so many times when it was so hard that I don't know what I would have done. And I thought it was so good. So I don't know if I'll read Landon and Shay because I've heard not as good things about it. And so I don't know, like I just don't want to ruin this world's high for me. So if you've read Landon and Shay, let me know what you think. Next, hold on, I'm going to pause this and go get the book that I'm reading next. The next book I'm reading is The Bloom Girls by Emily Kavanagh, and I don't really know anything about this. I know it's got green on the cover, and so that's about it. Because I have now hit my challenges. Let me see if I can pull that up somewhere. Hold on, I'm going to put this down for a minute and see if I can pull up the challenges, because green on the cover have not hit, but let's see. New to you author, I read Brittany C. Cherry for Eleanor and Gray, so that one's done. Diverse, Eleanor and Gray had some diversity because the family, Grayson's family was in a car wreck, and so his daughter has some scarring and some different disabilities, and so there's good disability rep and talking about her trying to cope with that and just trying to talk about how she uses that or doesn't use that and how just how people see her because of that. So the diversity rep was good in Eleanor and Gray. Backlist, I read Class Mom by Lori Gelman. Darker hard hitting. Eleanor and Gray was definitely hard hitting. Illustrated cover was Class Mom. And then Beloved by a member of the BookTube community was Eleanor and Gray. So really the only one I have left to do is green on the cover. So I'm going to pick up this Bloom Girls by Emily Kavanagh. And I don't really know what it's about. I know it's about three sisters and their dad dies. And they're all adults. So I think it's just they have to come back together. They're all very different and in different places in their lives. And I think that's really it. It says, yeah, they have to come back together, confront the past, confronting allegations against their father that shattered their family nearly 20 years earlier. So I think this will be really interesting. I just started this morning. We are going to go to Bible study this morning. It's through MOPS, and so and my daughter will get to go play with other kids, and I'll get to talk with other moms. Now that we've been to the doctor and know that we're both not contagious, I think that we're going to start doing hopefully more stuff out and about, because I'm just a very anxious, busy person, and I feel like the more, Ainsley, please stop. The more physical and mental energy I can expel by being busy, the better my anxiety is. And so it might be better for us to just stay home and lay low and recover. But I don't know. I don't know. I think that getting out is a lot better for my mental health. And as for her, I think some of what we're dealing with now, I think, is just 2-year-olds because just now we just had a 30-minute showdown over breakfast because she didn't want the toast I made her. She wanted something different. And there's a lot of irrationalness going on that is not typical to her personality, but I don't know how much of it is not feeling good and how much of it is just being 2 and now like really testing what she can get away with. So I don't really know what's going on. This week, 2 weeks has thrown me for a parenting loop, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm a little bit on parenting burnout, but hopefully this morning will be good. Get her to play, get me a little time to do adult stuff, and that's that, because she's still, I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this, but she is still like, this morning my husband was here when she got up, and she won't talk to him, he can't have a hug, he can't look at her, he can't anything, just no mama, no mama, no mama. And so it all falls on me, which is great because I love her and I want to be there for her, and that's awesome. It's also just really exhausting. So that's that. We're going to get going, go to MOPS, and then it gets done around lunchtime. So we need to go to the grocery store and like buy food. So I don't know if we'll do that. And then I don't know what we'll do because, like I said, all food, lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner have been a battle with her lately. And I thought it was because she doesn't feel good, but now she's off the antibiotics. And so I think she's just kind of testing limits maybe. So that's going on. And then after lunch, we will come home and try to take early naps because my nephew has a basketball game this afternoon. So that always starts at 3:30, like ish, right when school's done, and she doesn't get up till 4 typically. And so we normally miss like at least half of the A team game, and he plays on both A and B. So the sooner she gets up, the better it is. So that's the plan. I'm going to keep reading this Bloom Girls. I don't know. I'll for sure read during nap time, and it's only like 246 pages, I think. And I just looked, it's 45 chapters, which means the chapters go pretty quick. And that makes books like fly by for me. So I may be able to finish this during nap time because I don't know how far through, but hopefully that would be awesome because if I can keep, even though this one's obviously on my shelf, so I'm really motivated to read it because that whole stack of 21 books, I've already read like 3 or 4, so that's awesome. I'm going to stop talking because this is really loud. I'm definitely going to make this a 2-part Contemporary-a-thon vlog because I just can't stop talking. So we'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, so it is Tuesday at 5:30, and I'm just coming on to let you know that I just finished The Bloom Girls by Emily Kavanagh, and I think I'm going to give this 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed it, but it's just nothing I haven't read before. So like I said earlier, this is about 3 sisters who get together because their dad unexpectedly dies. And so it's all of their, you kind of get to see how they each grieve differently as well as like what's going on in their lives. And they're each different. Susie is a chef and she has some sexuality questions. And then Violet, she is just, she's a poet, and she's a very anti-commitment person, and so she broke up with her boyfriend because she just doesn't want anything too serious, and that's her. And then there's Cal, who is married and the mom of 2 kids, and she's a lawyer, and she's just very, very rigid, and she's the one that leads everything and organizes everything, and so we get to see how the 3 of them grieve all very differently and how their relationships with each other are. And Cal is really the only one that kept in touch with their dad because their parents divorced. And so that's interesting. And as they're coming together to do the funeral and stuff for their dad, we're finding out more and more of his past. And he was accused of some things when he was a teacher. And so we get to hear about that. And overall, it was good. It was just, I really don't think it's something I'm going to remember for a really long time. I think, this is almost kind of similar to that book, The 4 Seasons, that I just read. Similar concept. They were coming together to do the funeral for their youngest sister, but whatever. It's women's fiction, very similar storyline to A Million I've read before. And this one does have some added elements that are good. And this one it touches quite a bit on sexuality. So this one will count for my Contemporary-a-thon green on the cover, and it can also be diverse because the Susie identifies as lesbian, but she does sleep with both men and women. So I don't know she's really just trying to figure that out. So that is going on, and then there's some more talks of sexuality in this book. There is a rape mentioned in this book that I really wish would have been dealt with, like would have been either discussed more in the aftermath or else just left out. It really didn't seem necessary, or like it was really handled very well. So that I didn't love, but overall, this book that was perfectly good. There's nothing wrong with it. There's just nothing exceptional about it, in my opinion. So it's got almost 4 stars, I think, on Goodreads. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's got a high 3 stars. So I think this is kind of just a good 4-star. I'm giving it 3.5 just because I've read a lot similar. But so yeah, I would recommend it. Next, I'm going to pick up What She Knew by Jilly McMillan. And so really I have completed Contemporary-a-thon. So I've got all of the challenges met. So now I'm just going to read what I want. Really off my shelf. Off my shelves, the only thing I'm not going to pick up is nonfiction, historical fiction, or like sci-fi fantasy, which I don't really have that much on my shelf of that anyway. So everything else I'm going to say is fair game. So this, can you hand me that, please? What She Knew is not, I mean, it's a thriller, and it's not like a women's fiction or romance or anything, so it's not that kind of contemporary, but it is set in contemporary settings. Thank you, baby. I haven't even read the back because I don't want to know what this is about, but this woman is walking in the park and her 8-year-old son asks to run ahead. So she says yes, and then he vanishes. So that's all I'm going to read about this because like I said, I don't want to know. I'm guessing by the title that maybe she knows more than we think, but her son disappears. And she realizes nothing's quite as it seemed, not even her own judgment. So this one I think is good. It's a chunker, so this one might take me a while. So I think I'm going to end this vlog tomorrow and do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I guess, on another one. I don't know when I'll end this, but so I don't know if I'll make it all the way through this one before I end it, but looks good. Set in contemporary setting. I'm calling it fair game. I'm guessing this one will be dark, potentially hard-hitting. It's also, I've never read Jilly McMillan, and so it's also new to me author, and it's also backlist. I'm not sure when this one came out, but it is blurbed by Liam Moriarty on the front, and then Rosamund Lupton and Saskia Sargensen on the back. So I don't know either of those authors, but Liam Moriarty will get me. So that's my next read, and we'll talk to you later. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, and today we have an unexpected snowstorm going on outside. I don't know if it's just unexpected to me, but I think that maybe it was supposed to come. I don't know, but I had no idea. So today is just kind of an open day for us, and so it's almost like I'm a little overwhelmed by all the things that need to get done and that we could do today. So it's like 9:15 and we've eaten breakfast. I edited up to now in this video because I think I'm going to try to post it tonight. And so last night we ended up not going to my nephew's game because my sister's other son is not feeling good, and so she was only going to stay for A team, and like I said, we always get there like halfway through A team, so we just decided to skip it, and it was good because she did not nap. Like, I should insert pictures, but because I actually took pictures because she was like literally jumping in her bed for an hour and 15 minutes. And so I didn't go get her until she was like grouchy about it because she was just playing. So, which stinks because like yesterday was one of those days I was like, I need a nap, girl. Even though I'm a terrible napper, I just like to lay down and like zone out. And it just didn't happen yesterday. So that was yesterday. Today I think the goal, so the snow threw me off because I need to go to the grocery store because I've just been buying like a day or two at a time because I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff and then have to move it. And like I had said earlier in the vlog, I think today's Wednesday. I think tomorrow we're going to get the trailer and try to move all this furniture and spend tomorrow or Friday night in the new house. So we're in the home stretch, so I don't want to buy too many groceries. I'm not exactly sure how timing's going to work out, but so we need to go to the grocery store. But with the snow and stuff, I just did the grocery pickup. So this afternoon, we're going to go to lunch with my sister and then go pick up groceries. And so from now, like it's 9:20 now to like noon, the things that I think I'm going to do is try to box up the kitchen, the rest of my office here, because I've been holding on, like my TBR shelves, I've been not boxing up just because I like don't want to bite the bullet and be without them. But I think I'm going to do that, and like my desk, and so just box a bunch of stuff up, and hopefully, like I really want to make a trip or two over to the new house, but with this snow, I just don't know, and our garage door, it needs to be fixed, it doesn't open right or whatever, so we can't even pull into the garage, so I think we might just not do the new house today. I don't know, it depends, we'll just have to see. So all that being said, I am about a quarter of the way through What She Knew by Jilly McMillan. And it's good. It's told from the perspective of the mother, because, like I said, this one's about a little boy who he and his mom are in the park or like in the woods, and there's some sort of park or something up ahead. And so he says, "Can I run ahead?" And she is a single mom, and so she is talking about like how she was like the mothering part of her wants to be like, "No, stay right by my side. You're not going anywhere." But then she was like, I've got to also be the other side of like, he's 8 years old. He's got to grow up a little bit. So she says, "Are you sure you know where you're going?" La-di-da-da-da. And she lets him run ahead. And then she gets to the park and he's not there. And like the swing is swinging or something, so it's like he's maybe been there and so he got taken or something. So the book is told in the perspective of the mother as well as the like investigator or one of the police force, and it's told like you get to see the whole thing unfold, but then it's also there's like a way future timeline, and the investigator is in like counseling and stuff because something with this case really messed him up. And so I have no idea what's going on, really. And for some reason, the mom is one of the suspects. And like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I am not good at guessing like what's going on. And so I kind of just am along for the ride. And I don't really know what's going on. And obviously, I don't know if this is an unreliable narrator because obviously the mom didn't do it as far as we know based on her story. So I don't know. Like I said, this is let's see, 500 and I don't know, 550 something page book, 550 exactly. So 550 page book. I don't know if I'll finish it today. I'm going to try my darndest, but I'm only a quarter of the way through, so I don't know if I'll make it. So it's probably a good thing because my camera just cut off, so I didn't finish what I was saying, but I was just going to say I'm going to read this during nap time, see how much I can get, and then I will update later tonight and let you know how far I got and in the vlog here, like after that point, because then I'll post tonight the first 3 days and then have the last 4 days on a separate vlog. So that's all I have to say for now, and we will check in later tonight. Hey guys, so it's about 4 o'clock on Wednesday, and we have just been moving like crazy today. Like, it is snowing so bad that my husband's meeting in the other town got canceled, which means that we went ahead and rented a trailer today, and he took a lot of the day. He's kind of half working, half moving, because today is the day we actually have the most help. So, excuse me, we boxed up a ton of stuff this morning. My office is completely empty. There's just like my room is completely empty except for my bed, and the kitchen is like half done. But my thought on the kitchen is that like all of those are cabinets that can close. And so, I mean, if we're not completely out, that's fine because they can come take pictures even without us being completely out, and we can get this house listed. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Pregnancy, y'all, I love it because I love getting to feel the baby move. I love like just how much of a bond it is and just how cool. I mean, it's a really cool thing that's once in a lifetime. Well, I mean, a few times in a lifetime. But I hate having to slow down. Today I pulled something like a butt muscle, and so that stinks. I'm so upset with myself because I was just trying to lift a box. I think that was too heavy, or I lifted it awkwardly or something. And so, yeah, I pulled a muscle, and so now that's going to slow me down a little bit, but that's okay. Just having to slow down is really hard for me, but that's okay. It's a good thing. We're almost 6 months in, so awesome. On the home stretch, kind of. But so as far as reading, oh, my book is, hold on. I'm going to see if somebody will help me get my book. Okay, we're back. So I'm reading What She Knew by Jilly McMillan, and I'm on page 440 out of 550. And so I don't know if I'll finish this today. That glare is just terrible. There we go. But so far, like, this is a debut novel, and I think I can tell because they're really like villainizing the mom. And of course, based on the title, it's like What She Knew. Like, they're trying to make it seem like the mom has something to do with this, and yet, like, that part, like, there's no reason to believe that the mom had anything to do with it. So, I mean, there's other suspects. Like, she seems like a relatively good mom. Nothing like crazy has happened. So, I don't know, like, why that's a lead. And we're, like I said, at 440 pages out of 550. So, I don't know really why that's why that's going on. But I do think I have a suspicion about who it is. I think we may have just kind of had a like big reveal that I think I know who it is, but I may be wrong. I still have, I mean, over 100 pages left, so I don't know if I'll finish this today. So far, it's good. It's keeping me invested, and there's just, you can tell like it's not very deep. I'm not expecting anything huge out of this just because it's kind of basic level right now. So that's what's going on here. I think I'm going to end this vlog here just because I have a lot of content already and we're halfway through the readathon. So halfway through, 3 books down, I believe. We've done Class Mom, Eleanor and Gray, The Bloom Girls, and then Almost What She Knew by Jilly McMillan. So almost 4 books down, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. All the challenges have been met, but I will go ahead and continue this vlog tomorrow. I don't know, tomorrow's going to be another big moving day, so I don't know how much footage I'll get or how much reading I'll get done. Tomorrow's going to be a weird nap day because tomorrow's going to be the day we move beds. And so I don't know, there's going to be a lot of activity at both houses. And my daughter's the type that like, it has to be a perfect condition for her to nap and she doesn't wake up well. So, and tomorrow there's another basketball game for my nephew. So we may just skip naps and do that. But that makes for a very, very long evening. So, I don't know, but whatever. We will talk to you tomorrow. Stay tuned for my final thoughts on What She Knew by Jilly McMillan. And let me know down below if you're participating, how your contemporary-a-thon is going. Contemporary-a-thon. Yeah, I said it right. How it's going and what your favorite read has been, or anything surprising you found out, or really anything. Just let me know because this is really fun. I'm not doing anything on Instagram or really any other media besides YouTube. So interact with me here if you have anything to say, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.